Hello guys, almost every piece of electronic circuitry is on the verge of getting interconnected. This is leading to the widespread emergence of Internet of Things, the connected network of objects that uses sensors, actuators and transmitters to send and receive data related to the object and its surrounding. So guys, let's understand what is IoT development, how you make your career in this. An internet connection is a wonderful thing. It gives us all sorts of benefits that just weren't possible before. If you're old enough, think of your cell phone before it was a smartphone. You could call and you could text sure, but now you can read any book, watch any movie or listen to any song all in the palm of your hand. And that's just to name a few of the incredible things your smartphone can do. The Internet of Things, or IoT for short, is about extending the power of the Internet beyond computers and smartphones to a whole range of other things, processes, and environments. Those connected things are used to gather information, send information back, or both. The term Internet of Things is about 20 years old, but the actual idea of connected devices had been around longer, at least since the 70s. Back then, the idea was often called embedded internet or pervasive computing. But the actual term Internet of Things was coined by Kevin Ashton in 1999 during his work at Procter & Gamble. Ashton, who was working in supply chain optimization, wanted to attract senior management's attention to a new exciting technology called RFID. Because the internet was the hottest new trend in 1999 and because it somehow made sense, he called his presentation Internet of Things. The term Internet of Things reached mass market awareness when in January 2014, Google announced to buy Nest for $3.2 billion. At the same time, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas was held under the theme of IoT. The process begins with devices that have built-in sensors. These devices are connected to IoT platforms which stores data from all the connected devices. The important data is then used to perform tasks that fulfill the needs of people. When we say that data is stored in the IoT platforms, it doesn't mean that all the data is useful. Devices carefully select only particular data that is relevant to execute an action. These pieces of information can detect patterns, recommendations, and problems before they occur. In this way, IoT application works with smart systems that automate tasks to address specific needs. Let's discuss some components of IoT ecosystem. First component is sensor or devices. The foremost component to consider in Internet of Things technology is sensor or devices. A sensor picks up minute details from an environment. The environment can have many complexities. What makes IoT so great is that these sensors pick up even the most sensitive changes. These sensors are built into different devices which collects all the data to be used later. For instance, our phone is device with built-in sensors like GPS, accelerometer, gyroscope, etc. Second component is connectivity. Once the data is collected, it is transferred to the cloud infrastructures. We can also say that IoT platforms. But to transfer the data, the devices will need a medium. That's when connections like Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, WAN, cellular networks, etc. come into play. These mediums are all different and must be chosen wisely for best results according to the use case. The effectiveness IoT highly depends on the speed and availability of these mediums. Third component is data processing. After reaching the cloud infrastructure, the data has to be stored and analyzed so that the right action can be taken. The analysis can be as simple as checking the temperature of the AC or a complex one such as the situation where an intruder comes in and the device has to identify it through cameras. The IoT application is made such that it can process all the data at a fast rate to take immediate actions. Further implementations can be done using machine learning or artificial intelligence using this data. The last component is user interface. In this step, when the user is shown the output and notified about the action with the help of a notification or an alert sent through IoT apps. This way, the user will know that his command has been run through the systems. It becomes crucial for Internet of Things app development companies to develop a system that can also be manually adjusted. In a situation where the temperature of the fridge is not cold enough to freeze ice cubes, users should be able to do that manually without the system backfiring. The purpose is to monitor any activity through sensors and automate it. However, there should be room for human interference as and when required. The Internet of Things worked on a life cycle. First, we have to collect the information, then communicate with people, then analyze the information, and then take the action. Let's discuss about the collect phase. In this phase, IoT starts with collecting data from different sources deployed in a particular region. These sources could be any sensors or devices capable of transmitting data connected to a gateway. Data are efficiently collected and passed forward through a communication channel for analysis. Second phase is communication. This phase involves secure and reliable transfer of data. Routers, switches, and firewall technologies play a vital role in establishing communication between devices. The data is sent to the cloud or other data centers using the internet, which is our major means of communication in IoT. Third phase is analyze. This phase is an important part of the IoT life cycle. In this phase, data collected from different sensor devices are collected and analyzed based on the use case to extract some useful information. And the last phase is action. In this phase, IoT information obtained by analysis of sensor data is acted upon and proper actions and measures are taken based on the analysis result. Some of the real-life applications of IoT are as follows. First is wearable. Smart homes and wearable remain a hot topic among potential IoT applications. For example, every year, consumers all across the globe await the release of Apple smartwatches. Apart from this, there are plenty of other wearable devices that make our life easy, such as the devices that measure our health or the location of our kids or pets. Second example is smart grids. Smart grids is another area of application that stands out. A smart grid basically promises to extract information on the behaviors of consumers and electricity suppliers in an automated fashion in order to improve the efficiency, economics, the reliability of electricity distribution. It also helps in reducing any kind of error in bill reading. And the third example is smart city. Smart city, like the name suggests, that is a very big and spans a wide variety of use cases such as water distribution, traffic management, waste management, environmental monitoring, and urban security. The reason why it is so popular is that it tries to remove the discomfort and problems of people who live in cities. IoT solves many problems like congestion of traffic, reduce air and noise pollution, and help make cities safer. Everyone wants a world which is connected to the internet and everything in it. From your smartphone to computers to watches and refrigerators that can communicate in real time, Internet of Things certainly makes it possible. In India, the maximum push for IoT adoption is coming from the government with initiatives like Digital India and Make in India. A special focus is on the development of smart cities, one that uses IoT devices to manage utilities, traffic, healthcare, etc. Despite consumer acceptance challenge in IoT, the potential is great on the commercial front. Businesses can be seen taking advantage of the IoT for enabling industrial automation and for efficient operations. A good number of startups have emerged to harness the potential of this technology. Future of IoT in India is very promising with undying support from the government. If the current progress continues, the prediction about IoT potential in India might come true. At last, we conclude that the IoT has the potential to dramatically increase the availability of information and is likely to transform companies and organizations in virtually every industry around the world. The number of different technologies required to support the deployment and further growth of the IoT places a premium on interoperability and has resulted in widespread efforts to develop standards and technical specifications that support seamless communication between IoT devices and components. Collaboration between various standards development groups and consolidation of some current efforts will eventually result in greater clarity for IoT technology companies. Thank you.